Coming up on CityView, Bullcreek Park will explain why dogs need to be on leashes. Totally Cool, Totally Art for free art classes provided by the city's Parks Department. And Mayfield Park will show you an old Austin treasure where peacocks are the main attraction. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. Those stories and more. But first, the Austin Police Department and 10 other public safety agencies have a new tool to help catch criminals faster and more efficiently. The Austin Regional Intelligence Center is a new facility that consolidates law enforcement records and other resources to share across multiple jurisdictions.
The mission of the Austin Regional Intelligence Center is supporting criminal investigations. We are going to be able to take the crime data that the 10 agencies that are part of the center already possess, move them into one warehouse, and be able to support criminal investigations by having trained officers and detectives be able to search that data to help make the links. Instead of an investigator, say for instance in Hayes County, having to call maybe 10 to 12 local departments to say, do you have anything on this particular part of his criminal investigation, whether it's a partial license plate, they are able to just call us with one stop. It really helps us to be able to focus our efforts. We allow the detectives in those individual agencies to be able to go out and work those criminal crimes, and then we offer the support. This is not just an Austin Police or a Travis County Sheriff's or a Round Rock initiative. This really brings a regional approach. We're taking an already very scarce resource, and that is our tax dollars, and we're optimizing that. You know, the one thing that we've ran into time and time again is that law enforcement agencies have very defined jurisdictional limits. And the truth is the criminals, they don't understand, or they don't care what the jurisdictions are. They're going to go out and they're going to ply their trade no matter where. And whereas before we were a little hampered because we might not know what was going on just right across the street, this now allows us the availability of being able to see that data, to be able to put that information together so that we can work on solving those crimes.
Some of the other participating agencies include Hayes, Travis, and Williamson counties, Georgetown and San Marcos PD, UT Police, and the Austin Independent School District. Contamination of the water at Bullcreek Park is a continuing concern for city officials. A recent study performed by Watershed Protection and Health and Human Services revealed high levels of E. coli bacteria in the creek, especially when dogs were allowed to roam freely in the park. As a result, the city now requires all pets to be on leashes. Parks officials are addressing concerns of parks users and recently hosted a town hall meeting to discuss the park's future.
So tonight we're presenting the culmination of studies that we've done in Bullcreek District Park in cooperation with the Health Department since August 2007, looking at fecal contamination in Bullcreek District Park. So we're presenting those results to the public and giving them an opportunity to ask any questions they may have about our analyses, what we've learned, and what recommendations the Watershed Protection and Health Department will be making to the Parks Department on the future of Bullcreek District Park. So effectively we look at indicator bacteria, and specifically E. coli, as a measure of how much fecal matter may be getting into the water that could be posing a health threat to any humans who may be swimming in the water.
As a dog owner, knowing that there are unsafe levels of bacteria that exist within Bullcreek District Park, I choose not to take my dog to that park. And I think that dog owners who take their dogs into that water, transport them into their cars, into their home, run the risk of themselves coming into contact with the E. coli.
At present, we think that the park could most likely stay in a safe bacteria level for humans if it stays in an on-leash only capacity.
The city will continue taking public comments through the end of February. If you would like to voice your opinion, email bullcreekdogs at ci.austin.tx.us or send us a text or leave a message at 539-0070. You can also reach us through Facebook and Twitter. Ultimately, the city's Parks Director will make the final decision regarding the future use of the Bullcreek Park. Austinites are invited to a public workshop Saturday, February 26th to help city officials develop zoning and design regulations for the East Riverside Corridor Master Plan. This is the stretch of land along East Riverside between IH-35 and Highway 71. Public transportation and trails for walking and biking will be key design features. The workshop is from 9 a.m. to noon at the Parker Lane United Methodist Church. Design recommendations will be discussed at a public meeting on March 10th. For more information, visit eastriversidecorridor.com. And now let's go to Larry Schooler for a City Council update.
Council chose not to act on plans for decommissioning the Holly Street power plant. Staff had completed its review of bids for the decommissioning process and made a recommendation, but determined they did not appropriately weigh the cost in comparison to other evaluation categories. So the city will rebid the Holly decommissioning contract. Council changed the scope of the 2006 Bond Oversight Committee to be a standing committee. It's designed to ensure efficiency, equity, timeliness, and accountability in the implementation of the city's bond programs. The 7 city residents appointed by council will serve 3-year terms and review all bonds that have been issued, including the most recent ones approved by voters last November. And speaking of that bond, council also acted on voters' wishes for changes to the city's transportation system. Council approved a first round of $56 million from 2010 bond funds to go towards pedestrian improvements, compliance with Americans with Disabilities Act, bikeway projects, and the Lady Bird Lake Boardwalk Trail. Also included for funding are street reconstruction and other mobility improvements, including the extension and widening of roads, improvements to intersections, acquiring right-of-way, preliminary engineering, and improvements to traffic signals. Council also hired 2 expert traffic signal engineers to evaluate and retime nearly 190 traffic signals downtown. The project will encompass the area bounded by I-35, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Mopac, and Barton Springs Road, Riverside Drive. The traffic signals are expected to be retimed by the end of April. Council also asked the city manager for short and long-term recommendations on how to address pedestrian safety, congestion, and parking issues in the Rainy Street district. Council wants to continue to encourage redevelopment in the area and support the Waller Creek Master Plan. Council also asked staff to consider creating a parking benefits district to address on- and off-street parking and using city-owned property in conjunction with the district. Staff is to report back to council within 60 days. Finally, council voted to spend roughly $700,000 on its family violence protection team. The funding will support a victim counselor, a specialized detective, lawyers focused on these types of cases in the county attorney's and district attorney's offices, and specialized constables. In all, council considered 55 items at its January 27th meeting. Its next regularly scheduled meeting is February 10th. For CityView, I'm Larry Schooler.
One of the many things people love about Austin is the eclectic art scene. To help inspire young artists in our community, the City of Austin Parks and Recreation Department offers a free teen art program called Totally Cool, Totally Art. Teens between the ages of 13 and 18 can sign up for 5 months worth of classes, covering things like metals, painting, drawing, photography, and film. We caught up with a few of the classes for an inside look.
You want to draw the shape that you want?
I want a big one. I'm gonna make a heart.
This program is very special. It's basically a comprehensive art program. The kids stay put in their recreation center, and the teachers rotate through the recreation center. So there's 5 sessions, which are all different classes. They have classes in photography, painting and drawing, metalsmithing. They're taking a short film class, lots of different things.
Today we're playing with metal, making keychains. My most favorite part about today was making a dog tag out of copper. I'm actually looking forward to the film section of this program.
Final set, action. Tonight's the first night of our short film class, so we are going to go through, we're going to show them some examples of some things that we've done in the past, some short films that we made in the past, and we are going to go through on how to use the camera. You'll see it record, show them some props, how to start to design a short film that they're going to be making.
Go out on a set.
Talked about some acting things. She's there. Now that thing's going to appear right in your hand. And action. Teach them how to be directors and actors.
It's just such a special thing.
Boy, that's not no head.
We take on every kind of teenager. We put them all together in a really supportive environment. They're making art, they're expressing themselves. And I know a lot of people wish they would have had it when they were kids. So we just want young people in this community to know that this exists for them and that they are welcome to come at any time, and that 18 recreation centers really does mean north, south, east, west, Austin. You're covered with free art programming that's cool and creative and teen friendly and teen appropriate.
A little bit in. Okay, try again.
For more information, visit any one of the City of Austin's recreation centers or visit austintexas.gov/TCTA. And finally, we take you to a well-known City of Austin park that is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. In 1971, Mary Mayfield Gooch presented Austin with her 23-acre estate for all Austinites to enjoy as a park. Mayfield Park is most widely known for its magnificent peacocks and colorful cottage gardens. Here's a preview of this must-see Austin attraction.
This is my survival kit right here for the heat. It gets really hot out here. So let me make a circle around the cottage and check out the peacocks in the trees. I check on everything out here. And the peacocks are a major part of this place, so I have to make sure that they're all right.
Colorful gardens, towering palm trees, brilliant peacocks, and delicate water lilies lift the spirits of the many visitors to Mayfield Park. In a historic setting, an 1870s cottage blends with ponds and gardens in beautiful harmony. Viewing and enjoying the perfume of the flowers is a must when visiting this oasis in the city.
This is a very special park because it's actually someone's home and has been since 1909. Marion Mayfield was Secretary of State, and he purchased this place. It was a very small cottage out in the country. He lived in the Driscoll Hotel. His daughter Mary grew up, married Dr. Gooch, a teacher of medieval history at UT, and they made this their permanent home.
In 1971, Mary Mayfield Gooch presented Austin with her 23-acre wooded estate on Old Bullcreek Road for all Austinites to enjoy as a park. The evening moonlight peeks through the trees, creating gentle lighting suitable for evening events.
For a more in-depth look at the park, visit the city's YouTube site. The park is open daily from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. and can be rented for small to medium-sized special events. For more information, contact the park's reservation office at 974-6797 or email sonia.freeland@ci.austin.tx.us. And that's all for this edition of CityView. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. Our next episode premieres Friday, February 11th. Thanks for watching.